So you might be able to tell by my accent, I was born and raised in Central Texas to parents who weren't able to realize their own university goals, but they were dead set on my sisters and I successfully completing our university degrees and even more. So this means that while my parents valued university education and were able to provide some advice for my experiences there was still a lot that I had no clue about. This went even further for me when I started postgraduate studies. So I first went to law school, which I realized quickly was not what I wanted to do. So I left at the end of the first year. And after a few years of working, I decided to try something else and moved to Edinburgh, Scotland for a master's degree in medieval history. So it's a big jump there. And I successfully completed that degree, moved back to Texas, and then immediately began a second master's degree, this time in adult education. So this second degree was strategic, as I knew by that point that I wanted to go for a PhD, and I thought the adult education degree would make me a better candidate in hiring. And then in 2016, I moved to Glasgow, Scotland to begin my PhD studies and graduated in 2021 with a PhD in Celtic. So there was a lot that I encountered throughout my own education that was really surprising to me, or a mystery, or opportunities that I didn't realize existed until it was too late for me to take advantage of them. I'll never forget a friend telling me about getting hired to help with history research for one of her lecturers as an undergraduate student. I, that just never existed as a possibility in my mind. So during my master's studies, I decided to present some of my research at a conference, and I managed to successfully do so, but not without making a number of blunders along the way. I understand personally a number of the issues that first generation students of today experience because I experienced them myself. These experiences also merged with the perspectives that I was exposed to during my adult education studies, which looked at underprepared learners, advising developmental students, and issues in the field of adult education. And I like to emphasize the fact that the university environment is an adult education environment. We don't always think of it that way, but it really is. And through these studies, I began to develop some really big opinions on access and equity in the pursuit of university studies and university degrees. So in addition to my own education, my work experiences have also lent themselves to the development of skills that help me in my work of teaching students how to university. I spent a year and a half as first the assistant executive director and then the executive director of a tax-exempt nonprofit in Texas, where I learned hands-on about being a nonprofit and managing volunteers. I was able to put my studies and advising to use in redeveloping the new hire mentorship program for the Austin, Texas branch of the American Cancer Society while I was an employee there. So it was through these personal experiences, educational opportunities, and work-related skills that really germinated the seed of my academic family. So we define first-generation students very broadly. And this is anyone studying in the UK at a university who does not have at least one parent with a degree of the same level. We also include students who do not have access to or support from parents who might hold degrees due to being in the care system or being estranged for being LGBTQ+. This also includes students in the UK who are forced migration students. So this includes refugees and asylum seekers, but it also includes students who manage to come on a student visa, but are still coming because they're fleeing violence, war, or other dangerous situations in their home country. Our students are also more likely to come from low-income backgrounds or be part of ethnic minority cultures. Our goal is to cast a wide net because we know that there's a large number of students who need the support that we aim to provide. And we're looking not just at undergraduate degrees and attaining those, but also at graduate and doctoral level as well. We want to help these students go as far as they can. So the goal of our support is to help first generation students learn how to university. It's a term I use quite a lot. In some ways, it's a process of acculturation that students need to become aware of and learn how to navigate. It's knowing what technical terms mean or how you're expected to behave in different situations or events. It also helps students engage effectively with the opportunities that exist in the university environment and get the most out of their time there. So my academic family organizes, trains, and supports volunteer mentors who have already completed university degrees in the UK, as they provide mentorship to first-generation university students currently undertaking their studies. And as I've mentioned, these students can be at the undergraduate, master's, or doctoral level. We do ask our students and mentors to commit to a full academic year of mentorship, though if they want to continue for subsequent years, we are of course supportive of that desire. In an ideal situation, our goal would be for first generation students to have a mentor from the beginning of their university studies through graduation. So that really gives you a broad introduction to myself and to the company that I've created to help bring equity to university level education in the UK. It means understanding the value of networking and joining student clubs and societies, and knowing who and where to turn to for help, and that you can turn to someone for help when you need it. So all these advantages are great, but if you don't know how to navigate the university environment, you are just as disadvantaged as those who are familiar with it are advantaged. So this means you may not know that there's help developing your writing skills. You may not know that you can contest a grade on an essay or an exam if you feel it was unjust. You may not understand the value of networking on campus and how doing so can build a valuable support network for yourself. Even more, skills that help determine students get through difficult secondary school experiences may not be as effective when applied to university studies. This is especially the case when students are expected to work together in groups outside of the classroom, either for projects or even as part of a study group. Keeping your head down and just getting on with your own work works sometimes. Other times it keeps you from developing necessary and valuable links with your peers that can help you when you miss class and need someone's notes, or when you'd like to have someone to talk to about an assignment you don't understand.